踏入7月啊，雖然我就喺加拿大，但係我知道咧香港好多 DSE 嘅學生同埋佢哋嘅父母咧，非常之憂心忡忡。第一又要驚成績啦，第二有時又要諗下啊，會唔會第日真係留洋海外大學喺出邊闖下咧？咁但係因為 DSE 咧嘅認受性就進一步收窄啦。咁你話喂，淨係讀 DSE 冇計嘅喎，有冇辦法可以讀下出邊啲中學啊咁樣？但係我又唔想放棄 DSE 喎，你萬一我真係入翻港大、中大又點算咧？咁樣，其實而家咧疫情之後咧喺加拿大咧 online school 已經好普遍㗎啦。咁其實喺安省咧教育局底下咧呢一間學校咧就提供一個 Grade 12，即係 Grade 12。等於高中最後一年嘅 online 課程，咁啊無論你身處邊度都可以報讀㗎。讀完出嚟之後嘅成績咧，亦都係可以報讀咧加拿大甚至乎世界各地唔同嘅大學，認受性老實講高過 DSE 㗎。所以咧，你話如果今年等 DSE 放榜，又或者出年未來1-2年都要捱呢個 DSE， 想買多個保險嘅話咧，呢一個課程就絕對啱你啦。咁可能你會話，我哋啲觀眾都40-50歲嘅啦，我哋 Stream AB 嚟咗呢度已經諗住安享無憂㗎啦。又唔好咁講，因為其實好多香港嘅專才咧，佢哋過到嚟咧，有時都係爭一個專業資格，但係點樣能夠可以更加容易攞一個專業資格咧？先聽聽呢間學校嘅介紹，一陣間翻嚟再同你講。
Zelda Academy 係加拿大安省教育部轄下註冊合資格學院，學校入邊嚴謹嘅課程符合安省教育部嘅要求，確保學生接受符合標準嘅全面教育。OSSD 喺加拿大同埋國際均獲認可，對於就讀高中畢業後報讀海外或者國內嘅大學都有其認受性。課程內容包括加拿大安省高中課程，從第9班到第12班，同時有新移民以英文作為第二語言嘅英文課程 ESL， 為新移民進修英文接連職場甚至日後進修其他專業資格鋪路，而且配合靈活嘅學習方式，互動式學習體驗過程，參與討論以至完成功課，同全球學員互動。網上預約開放時間，咁就可以兼顧其他學業或者事業，適合唔同需要嘅人。雖然香港 DSE 同安省中學文憑同時提供有其價值嘅教育前景，不過 OSSD 就以靈活性持續評估嘅方法同埋全球認可，令你嘅學業可以更加順暢。
學校介紹就聽完啦，咁其實最緊要咧就係我覺得呢一件事咧，對於家長嚟講咧，為兒女嘅未來咧，可以話叫做買多個保險，因為其實咧課程咧都算彈性嘅，又有1對1啦，又有 group section 啦，即使你身處香港啦，同加拿大嘅老師之間嘅溝通，上堂時間亦都可以彈性。咁啊，而且老實講，喺加拿大嘅 Grade 12咧，壓力就一定冇 DSE 咁大㗎啦。咁你話兼多科，有時老實講，可能好過補習添嘅。咁但係頭先都講過啦，除咗對於一啲10零歲考緊 DSE 嘅學生多一個出路選擇之外，對於啲40-50歲我哋啲中老移民咗嚟加拿大又關咩事呢？嗱，最簡單，而家咧無論你行 Stream A、Stream B， 又或者其他唔同項目申請咧，通常我哋申請移民都會有個主申請人噶嘛，然後另一個配偶就會攞到個工簽，然後跟住可以做嘢咁樣。咁所以咧，相對地咧，佢個入門嘅要求就低啲，但又咁講喎，好多時候咧叻啲嗰個去讀書，咁英文啊梗係冇問題啦；叻啲嗰個出去做嘢主申請梗係冇問題啦。另外一個可能對於英語世界覺得，咦，喂，要重新適應呢個生活喎，唔係好適應到喎，英文對嚟講有啲難度喎，甚或只係我喺香港做緊啲藍領工，我都知道加拿大藍領工好吃香嘅，但係就係礙於自己英文唔夠好，咁有冇辦法可以攞到一個好少少嘅資格，然後跟住再去讀上去，跟住攞到一個專業資格之後，咁我咪可以正式開工咯。其實咧，呢一間學校咧，除咗 Grade 12呢一個課程之外咧，亦都有英語課程，兩個課程雙管齊下。其實對於呢啲 Stream AB 嘅另一半咧，如果佢本身英文唔夠好啦，又或者佢想有啲專業資格嘅銜接啦，咁如果你讀到呢度嘅高中課程畢業，咁你之後再申請其他一啲，譬如 BCIT 啊、SAGE 啊、Seneca 啊呢一啲咁嘅 college 嘅學院，去讀翻一啲藍領嘅課程嘅話咧，咁啊收生就易好多咯。咁所以呢一個投資對於呢啲40零歲嘅人嚟講咧，其實老實講，少少錢讀完個 online 課程，時間有彈性，幾時上堂又得。 跟住一個人上又得，怕醜唔想同人哋一齊上又得。咁之後讀咗之後啦，攞咗呢一張證書之後再去申請嘅話，咁你咪可以入去其他唔同學院整餅整車、木工、建築，喂大把藍領工。咁但係都係需要一個基本英語嘅。好啦，咁啊呢間學校就介紹完啦。究竟呢間學校嘅辦學理念係點呢？咁我哋都揾嚟校長咧，同我哋一齊傾下嘅。好啦，咁啊介紹咗呢間學校啦，咁但係其實我講唔夠嘅，其實一定要問埋校長，問下校長就係究竟辦學理念啊，又或者加拿大嘅教育制度係點樣啊？整個貴校嘅辦學類型入邊咧，最幫助到邊類型嘅學生呢？
Any students can benefit from our school's education philosophy. Our philosophy is essentially that we meet students where they are in their learning journey. So if they need more time to do assignments or more time to review lessons or more communication with their teachers, we can make that happen in our online learning environment. So pretty much any type of student would benefit from our school's education philosophy.
海外學生佢哋點樣可以適應到即係個加拿大嘅教育制度呢？
The Ontario curriculum is similar to Canada's other high school diploma programs, and the main focus or the main difference between the Canadian high school diploma and many international high school diplomas is the focus on critical thinking. We encourage students to not only learn material and memorize material and know the facts, but be able to apply the facts and think about the facts critically in different situations. So this teaches them to be adaptable, and we encourage learning in collaborative social group environments so that they can learn to problem solve in what would simulate more or less a real life work situation. So we don't really want students studying all by themselves in their own little bubble. We want them to expand and go beyond that so they can learn to apply their skills and work in a productive, effective learning and working environment.
加拿大嘅教育而家有啲咩優勢呢？
Canada's education system is governed by each province separately. So we have many different systems of education in Canada, and they're all very good. In Ontario, Ontario curriculum, the OSSD program, is rated as generally one of the top 5 high school systems in the world. So the benefits for students who graduate with the OSSD are that they can attend post-secondary pretty much anywhere in the world. Students can go to any English-speaking university in Europe, Australia, United States, of course Canada. They can also attend many Asian universities. They can even apply to universities in China for post-secondary studies. So the OSSD program is renowned worldwide and accepted anywhere.
網上授課嘅好處同埋個挑戰喺邊度呢？
Of online teaching. Well, because of the pandemic, teachers have learned to adapt to teaching in many different environments to many types of students. And because of the pandemic and all of the challenges that students have had to face in the last few years, students have, changed somewhat. We have lots of students who are more sensitive to situations. They experience stress at a higher level, and we need to accommodate and meet the needs of those students. So there are lots of challenges for teachers, but when teachers can meet students in a place and a time when they're ready online, it can be quite beneficial for both teachers and students. Students are ready and able and present for meaningful learning, and teachers, get so much joy and pleasure and satisfaction when students, have that aha moment where they finally get a concept and they're loving their learning. And that's what teachers want. Teachers want students to enjoy the process of learning and attach themselves to the concept of lifelong learning.
網上學習又點樣可以幫到啲學生去管理同埋佢哋去讀書嗰個進度呢？
That's a great question, and until you experience online learning, it's hard to understand, but it's mainly because of our amazing teachers. So the teachers have to reach through the screen and connect with the student, even though they might be thousands of miles apart. People can still manage to have that connection that is conducive for successful and effective learning for our students. So it's up to the teacher, and it's also up to the student to, give themselves as well. And when students take risks and challenges and they're open to making mistakes, so much learning happens, and teachers and students can go forward together in their amazing learning journey.
Yeah. 呢個就肯定係大家最關心㗎啦，特別係啲家長添，即係喺網上讀完呢一個畢業之後嘅出路，無論喺職場同埋喺學習方面，會有啲咩選擇呢？
In Canada, we have so many post-secondary institutions. We have so many colleges and universities. There's many in every province in Canada, and they're all very good because the government monitors the academics in all of the universities. So students graduate with excellent diplomas and degrees. So when students graduate with the OSSD or any Canadian high school diploma, they have opportunities for amazing education pathways in universities and colleges in Canada. And that can include anything from education to medicine to engineering to business, arts, pretty much any pathway is accessible to students who have the OSSD or any Canadian high school diploma, definitely. And like every country in the world, we're recovering from COVID and trying to get back to a normal or a new normal. So things are changing in the marketplace, and different types of jobs are opening up, and so too are the university options for students and college options for students. They're also changing to adapt to the new world that our students will face. So when they go to university, they have so many choices of programs, and that can lead them to so many different jobs. And we know that our students, upon graduation, will likely have more than one type of job, maybe even more than one type of career in their lifetimes. So as long as we prepare students to be adaptable and resilient and flexible and open to new opportunities and challenges, they should be fine. They should be successful.
Saudi Academy 學習無界限，安省認證，全球認可。有冇諗過無論身處何地，均可報讀加拿大高中網上課程？世界認可嘅 OSSD 課程，助你進入全球頂尖大學，不需要加拿大學生簽證，優秀師資，自定課程，立即登入 saudiacademy.ca 解鎖你未來學習之路。
可能你會話：哇，大哥，我又要讀 DSE， 又要讀多個 Grade 12，又或者我一把年紀仲要走去讀英文。好辛苦喎！不過頭先你都聽到校長講啦，即係無論辦學理念又好啦，又或者加拿大嘅教育特色都好啦，其實呢一度嘅讀書方式咧就未至於去到香港咁大壓力嘅。因材施教咧都算係加拿大嘅教育特色，咁所以咧其實佢都會循序漸進咧去幫你完成到呢個課程。咁你起碼攞咗個課程喺手，之後想做乜？喂，咁你係你諗法啦嘛。所以咧有得揀先係老闆，但係究竟咁樣揀入學？喂，老實講 ，online school 可唔可靠㗎？我究竟點樣去報名㗎？又或者我報名嘅過程當中，會唔會好似我買波鞋咁樣，全部就咁上網剔，俾晒錢，跟住幾時開我都唔知㗎？有冇實體真人同你解釋更加多課程仔細嘅嘢呢？聽埋佢講，咁你就知啦。好啦，訪問完校長都要訪問下，究竟入學方面嘅程序應該係點樣啦？因為有時即係 online 報咧，冇人幫嘅話，可能唔知點樣㗎。咁所以咁咪揾到我哋嘅報名嘅入學主任啦。咁我哋可以訪問下佢。咁究竟成個流程同埋個過程係應該點做咧？咁樣 online school 咁報名應該都係 online 啦。咁但係問題，譬如可能我跳入個網站之後，我可能會有啲流程，我唔知我究竟要填啲咩資料啊？會唔會有一啲真人可以即係答到我，等我可以一邊溝通一邊去填表咧？
Yes, of course. We have an online support system that can give the students that apply the support that they need. We have the required tuition fee, and then the application fees. So for each credit, it's about 3,100 to 4,350 Canadian dollars. It depends on the class size. We also offer 20 hours of live online face-to-face classes via Zoom.
另外就係嗱，因為譬如好多海外學生啦，我哋可能有啲觀眾都係嚟自香港啦。咁香港同如果你哋貴校喺安省登記 Ontario 登記，其實中間會有12個鐘頭嘅 time difference。咁究竟喺呢個即係時差上邊，我點樣能夠去同老師去溝通啊？有冇得點樣去揀呢？
The way we've structured it is to be sensitive to the to the time zone that the student is in. So our teachers are available in the daytime hours of where the student is located. So first of all, we do a placement test to see where the student is in their proficiency in language, and then we look for their report cards and then try and match that with the curriculum that we have with the OSSD.
自己喺加拿大生活幾年啦，雖然我就冇讀書，但係我啲小朋友有讀書啊嘛。咁我都會見到咧，其實喺加拿大嘅讀書模式咧，其實就真係未至於話咁大壓力嘅，反而就係話喺香港咧，雖然都好多在職嘅人咧會進修啦，但係都會目標為本啦，譬如希望升職啊，希望等自己以後條路行順啲啊。但喺加拿大咧，反而我見到即使係年紀大嘅人再去讀書咧，佢哋嘅諗法就係話啊呢一行我做到悶啊，想轉下環境，轉下陣。有啲更加有興趣嘅嘢，無論係錢方面啊，或者自己係好想致力下半生做嘅嘢入邊啊，想去讀多個專業資格。咁但係無論任何情況都好啦，你都需要一個入場資格。咁以往喺我哋嘅諗法咧就係話，我就係根據以往有嘅學歷，再喺上面報上去啦。但係其實咧，我覺得如果以學習嚟計咧，當你要適應加拿大嘅教育制度咧，重新讀一個高中或者重新再讀英文，先至再銜接落去嘅話咧，個優勢就係第一，你唔使一嚟就咁大壓力，你可以循序漸進啊！真係即使唔緊要啊，幾廿歲讀翻中學，究竟係一個咩概念呢？或者加拿大嘅中學讀咗之後，我會唔會裨益到我嘅小朋友呢？即係好簡單，我而家嘅小朋友就準備入 Grade 7，如果我走去報呢一個 Grade 12，衰啲講句，我係你師兄。我讀完呢個 Grade 12，我仲可以話俾你聽，嗱，過多幾年你就好似老豆咁樣噶啦，就會面對啲咩問題，要學習啲乜嘢嘢，然後之後可以有啲咩出路。咁所以咧，其實呢啲 online course 咧，我覺得無論你係課自己又好啦，課成個家庭都好啦，都會有唔同嘅裨益嘅。不過咁講，我覺得講到最後咧，都係要自身自己嘅考量。咁個人嘅諗法都唔同嘅。我覺得最好嘅方法咧，就係聯絡佢哋，直接同佢哋傾，幫你制定最好嘅課程教育。咁到時你咪可以行得又順暢、又舒服，又可以繼續一步一步向上行咯。